right? Is that the kind of way most of us engage with images? So just think about the power of this image. And so I want to kind of walk you through the images and what they say about masculinity and femininity. And these are just a collection of images from Cosmopolitan, Vanity Fair, Sports Illustrated. And what you notice is the first thing is that the image is dominated by females. Young, toned, thin, airbrushed, usually white females.
Except for Beyonce.
And this is a hypersexualized image of femininity. And let's talk about how images work. In media theory, there is a concept called reader inscribed in the text. And what that means is that every image has a reader in mind. The producer is thinking who is going to be the reader. And so when you look at this image, who is she speaking to? Who is the recipient of that look? And before you answer, do you think she's saying to her mother, let's go for a cup of coffee after the photo shoot? Who's she speaking to? Men. And what's she saying? Fuck me. Yeah, I like to call it succinctly the fuck me look. Now, what's interesting, when I do this in classes, and I say to the students, this is the fuck me look, and I say, can all of you do it? And they all say, yes, of course. They all know instantly. And I bet every woman in this room knows exactly what to do the fuck me look. Right? It's not like it's something we don't know. So I have a student come up in the class to do this look. And then, what's interesting, I have a male student come up to do it. And of course, everyone laughs because it's funny. Because for masculinity to look hot, it's not fuck me. What is it? It's fuck you. Right? And so here we have encoded into masculinity and femininity power inequality. That to be hot as a female is fuck me, and to be hot as a male is fuck you. Now the problem with that is put that within the context of a patriarchal society. Put it in the context of a porn culture. Put some alcohol in the room and what have you got? Okay, we basically set up our young women.
Okay, enough with the fucking patriarchy bullshit. Okay? It's just thought of as, you know, you're probably going to say something like, the patriarchy is going to say that male splines are superior to female splines. Well, no, they're not. You can't run a machine without a male spline and a female spline. It's not going to work. Your male, like on a car, your male input shaft is not going to do anything unless you have the clutch disc that corresponds to it that actually turns the input shaft. Okay? What you're saying here is just garbage, okay? We say men fuck women. We don't say women fuck men. You didn't say she fucked him. We say he fucked her. And it has nothing to do with sexism or anything. For example, in Spanish, if you have a class of 3 billion women in one man, you told them the students, you'd say los estudiantes. You would not say las estudiantes, because it's just the way the language works. It defaults the male. You're gonna make some bullshit about the patriarchy in Spanish and say that we need to stop speaking Spanish because of that. Bullshit. I don't know what the hell you're thinking here, but it's just the way language works. Men fuck women.
And then, of course, should there be a perpetrator and a victim, then we blame her for looking like, quote, a slut. Which, of course, then is even a double whammy because now women are going on slut walks, so God knows where all this is going to play out in the court systems when they think about this, which I'm going to talk about as we go on here.
Gail, I think what you're talking about, the slut walk, is, you know, it's women dressing in sexy clothing and going out in public and showing that they're not going to get raped because some dick cop, I think, I don't know if he was a cop or not, just some asshole dude said that, you know, women wouldn't get raped if they would cover up. Gail, rape is a crime of anger. It is not a crime of desire, as, you know, Jordan Owen touched that in his video too. But it's something that don't get what you're talking about here. You know, you're saying that these women are going on slut walks. That's their business. It's a, it's showing that they can dress like this, and they're not afraid to worry about it because they're not going to get raped. Generally, almost always, I've read the perpetrator in a rape case is someone that the victim knows. It's not some stranger who fucks the girl out in the middle of the park where there are 35 people watching. That doesn't happen generally. Yes, it has happened. It happened once in, like, I think it's called, there's something called Genevieve syndrome or spectator syndrome, which basically states, like, you know, if you're having, like, we could even change it, like, you know, you're having an appendicitis attack, you know, and there are 35 people, you're probably fucked. Or if you have a heart attack, if there's one or two people around, you're probably going to do your odds of survival greatly increase if there's one or two people there and you're having a heart attack in public. You're probably going to get a lot more help because, you know, and, you know, a great example is cars on the interstate. You know, you see a broken down car on the interstate. This was more of a problem back in the 70s or 80s than it is today because now we have cell phones. But, you know, you go down the freeway, the LA freeway, we'll say, and your car's broken down, it'll take you a long time to get help. Because you know what's going to happen? The person who sees you out there, you say, the person behind me will do it. And then that person will say, the person behind me will do it. And they'll go on and on and on. And it would take at least 8 hours probably to get any help. But, you know, if you're going in a country road where one or two cars pass maybe in an hour, you're probably going to get help pretty quickly. It's not going to take a while. But I digress. My point was about the rape case, this rape shit that Gail talks about. You know, it's not, no one condemns, anyone who condemns a woman who's been raped is a complete scumbag. And it's like, I don't know, it's almost like condemning someone for having one of their family members get murdered by someone, saying, oh, you didn't protect your family member. Well, no, bullshit. It's the murderer's fault, not the parents' fault, maybe, say, if their child gets murdered, for example. But, you know, I don't think there are very many people who condemn rape victims, okay?